Welcome to Augusta Adventures. Meet adventure planner Marisa Harris.
I was born in Peru, Indiana. My family was military. I was born there. I was not raised there. I was raised in Carrollton, Georgia. I grew up in Carrollton, actually in a smaller town, Rootville. Its population was less than 200, one gas station, one stoplight, very tiny. So I went to school there, but we did a lot of traveling with my family being military.
Marisa talks about her parents and grandparents.
My parents had me when they were extremely young. It was the 60s, they were hippies. My grandparents took reign early on to create structure. They did raise me. I loved my childhood. It was fabulous.
She shares what it was like growing up with cousins on the same street.
I was really close with my cousins. My dad's sister lived on the same street as us. My two girl cousins were like my sisters. We were together every single day. I don't have a single childhood memory without them in it.
Marisa recalls her favorite pets.
We had always had a dog or a cat outside. I didn't become attached to a pet until I was on my own. I moved out at 17 and got my first dog, Jake, and from that point on became animal obsessed. We always had a house full of animals.
She is dedicated to the cause of wildlife rehabilitation.
As an early child, I've always loved animals, and when I moved out on my own at 17, I was able to bring whatever animal I wanted to in my home. I was not able to do that too much living with my grandparents. I started bringing in squirrels, I started bringing in baby foxes and marsupials. And technically in Georgia, it's against the law. So a way around that would become a licensed rehabber, and I did that. And I raised at least 100 squirrels, tons of possums, and we had a fox that we raised from a little kit all the way up. I took that love of science. I ended up being able to talk and speak with local schools in the CSRA. It also led me into wanting to further my biology degree at Augusta State.
She revisits her college education.
In Rootville, we had a small school. It was K through 12th in one building. I ended up going to another school in Carrollton, Georgia, because I was into sports. They had a better sports program. I graduated from Central High School in Carrollton. I went to West Georgia University, that was also in Carrollton, and received my sports management degree. I quickly discovered that I was going to need to change my majors. There wasn't too much money to be made in that field. And then I decided to start trying to pursue a science degree. I ended up meeting a boy in Carrollton that led me to come to Augusta State. I received my bachelor's in biology here in Augusta, Georgia.
Marisa reflects on her childhood dreams.
When I was 6 years old, I started playing softball. I fell in love with being on a team and team sports. I'm super competitive, so when I was young, my dream was to be in sports in some way. At that age, I had no idea, but I knew I wanted to be on a ball field. I knew I wanted to be in that sports world. So my dream job when I was getting my first degree was to run an athletic sports complex and be the coordinator.
She enjoyed the typical American small-town fun activities as a child.
We were outside, sun up to sundown. A perfect day for me would be barefoot, playing kickball, packing a lunch. My cousins and I would just disappear and go hang out at the creek all day long. So anything outside, anything.
We asked Marisa if she had a special affinity or natural aptitude in her youth that prepared her for her current career.
I think there's definitely a correlation with my love of being a team player on the ball fields. I played softball from 6 to 20 years old, and I've loved the cohesiveness of working on a team. I have that at Aggressor. I love us, my colleagues and I, working together to just reach a common goal and to be successful. So I do think that those qualities led me to be here at Aggressor.
She shares her favorite memory from her college years at West Georgia State University and at Augusta State University.
From early on, I've always been a rule follower. I didn't have the typical college experience. I was a boring college student, so my famous college memory would be when I met Chris, my now husband. He brought a lot of fun and just led us to our adult life now. So I guess meeting Chris would be my favorite college memory.
Marisa lights up when she talks about her kids.
I have Mila, she's 7, she's almost 8. And I have Jade, she's 2 and almost 3. We had Mila in 2015. She instantly became my world. You think that you love something until you hold that child, and I cannot imagine a second without her, or it's just the best. Jade there's 5 years in between. She is a spitfire. She keeps us busy. We love her. I love my girls. They're everything.
Marisa's favorite hobbies and activities revolve around her family and the great outdoors.
After having our children, and before, we love to travel. Now, really traveling with my girls is my favorite. Water brings me peace, so any spare moment is spent at an ocean. It's spent going to the lake. Pretty much anything we can do to be on the beach or waterside, we do it. Our favorite things when I get home now, if we're not traveling, is kicking up our shoes and playing in the backyard with our chickens. That's what we do on the daily basis.
Aggressor Adventures, for your adventure of a lifetime.